By age 50, nearly half of people experience joint pain, but many don't realize that what they eat could be making it worse. Studies show that certain foods can contribute to inflammation, hastening the breakdown of cartilage. One culprit that's often overlooked is sugar. Consuming sugary foods raises levels of inflammatory markers in your body, which can lead to more joint pain. According to a 2019 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, people who consumed high amounts of sugar had a 23% increase in joint inflammation markers. It's not just candy bars, the sugar in your morning coffee or that canned soda can be a hidden source of trouble. By understanding these hidden threats, you'll be better equipped to make choices that protect your joint health. Let's explore these foods to see what might be affecting your joints. Processed meats like sausages and hot dogs are another significant threat to your joints. These meats contain high levels of advanced glycation end products AGEs, which are compounds linked to increased inflammation. A study published in Rheumatology International in 2020 found that people with high AGE levels reported more severe joint discomfort. AGEs form when foods are cooked at high temperatures, like grilling or frying, and these compounds can accumulate in your body over time. Not only do they exacerbate joint pain, but they can also lead to other chronic health issues. If processed meats are a regular part of your diet, consider reducing their intake to give your joints a break. You're about to discover more foods that could be secretly damaging your joints. Surprisingly, dairy products can be problematic for joint health in some individuals. While dairy is a good source of calcium, it can also trigger inflammation in those who are sensitive to it. An article in Nutrition Reviews in 2021 highlighted how certain proteins in milk can provoke an inflammatory response, especially in people with existing joint issues. This sensitivity doesn't affect everyone, but if you notice joint discomfort after consuming dairy, it might be worth exploring alternatives like almond or oat milk. The goal is not to eliminate all dairy but to be mindful of how it affects your body. Let's keep moving and uncover more surprising foods that might be harming your joints. Another group of foods to consider is refined carbohydrates, such as white bread and pastries. These foods have a high glycemic index, which means they cause rapid spikes in your blood sugar levels. A 2018 study in Arthritis and Rheumatology found that higher blood sugar levels are linked to increased cartilage deterioration. This is because sugar can bind to proteins in your body, forming AGEs, similar to those found in processed meats. Reducing refined carbs can help manage your blood sugar levels and potentially reduce joint inflammation. Swapping these out for whole grains can be a positive step for your joints. Stay with me as we explore one more food category that could be affecting your joint health. Last but not least, we have trans fats, commonly found in fast food and baked goods. These fats can trigger systemic inflammation, which can worsen joint pain over time. The Journal of Nutrition published a study in 2017 showing that people with higher trans fat intake had a 24% increase in inflammatory markers. It's not just about avoiding fries and donuts. Trans fats can hide in packaged snacks and margarine, too. Checking labels for hydrogenated oils can help you steer clear of these harmful fats. While it might seem daunting, understanding these foods' impacts on your joints is the first step to making informed dietary choices. Let's now delve into the science behind why these foods affect your joints so much. Let's dive into the science of how sugar affects your joints. When you consume sugar, your body converts it into glucose, which is essential for energy. However, excessive glucose leads to increased production of advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These AGEs can damage the proteins in your joints, causing stiffness and pain. A 2020 study in Diabetes Care found that individuals with high blood sugar levels experienced accelerated cartilage loss. This isn't just about dessert. Even hidden sugars in sauces and breads can add up. It's fascinating how something that seems harmless can have such a profound effect on your joints. Understanding this can empower you to make better choices for your joint health. Processed meats affect your joints through a different mechanism. These meats are high in saturated fats, which can increase inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury, but chronic inflammation can lead to joint problems. A 2019 study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that diets high in saturated fats increased inflammation markers by 18%. The nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives in these meats can further exacerbate inflammation. These chemicals can damage the collagen in your joints, making it harder for them to function properly. The complexity of how these foods interact with your body is truly eye-opening. Now, let's move on to understand how dairy can sometimes be problematic. For some, dairy products can trigger an inflammatory response, but why does this happen? It's largely due to a protein called casein, which some individuals find difficult to digest. This can lead to inflammation, particularly in those who already have joint issues. A 2018 article in Clinical Reviews in Allergy and Immunology explained that around 65% of adults experience some form of lactose intolerance. This intolerance can trigger a cascade of inflammatory responses, potentially affecting your joints. It's intriguing how something as common as milk can have such varied effects on different people. Now, let's explore how refined carbohydrates play a role in joint health. Refined carbohydrates contribute to joint problems through their effects on blood sugar. When you eat foods like white bread, your body breaks them down into glucose rapidly. This causes spikes in blood sugar levels, leading to increased inflammation. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that people with high glycemic diets had a 20% higher risk of developing arthritis. This is due to the body's inflammatory response to these blood sugar spikes. It's remarkable how the body's reaction to something as simple as bread can impact your joint health. Let's continue and examine the role of trans fats in joint inflammation. Trans fats are notorious for their role in increasing systemic inflammation. These fats disrupt your body's natural balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory, while omega-6s can promote inflammation if consumed excessively. A 2021 study in Nutrients revealed that high trans fat intake skewed this balance, increasing inflammatory markers by 22%. This imbalance can lead to increased wear and tear on your joints over time. It's astonishing how a small dietary change can have such a significant impact. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for making informed choices about your diet. Let's shift focus to actionable steps you can take to protect your joints. Now, let's talk solutions. Reducing sugar intake is a crucial step for your joint health. Consider aiming for less than 25 grams of added sugar per day. This small adjustment can significantly lower inflammation markers over time. A 2022 study in Nutrition and Metabolism found that participants who reduced sugar intake by 20 grams daily saw a 15% reduction in joint pain. Replace sugary snacks with fruits like berries that are high in antioxidants. Antioxidants can help counteract the inflammatory effects of sugar. It's a simple change, but one that can make a meaningful difference in how your joints feel. Let's explore more dietary choices to support your joints. Reducing processed meats in your diet is another effective action. Aim to replace them with lean proteins like chicken, fish, or plant-based options. Try to consume these alternatives at least 3 times a week. A 2021 study in the Journal of Arthritis Research indicated that participants who replaced processed meats with fish rich in omega-3s experienced a 28% decrease in joint inflammation. Omega-3s are known for their anti-inflammatory properties, which can be beneficial for joint health. This swap is not only good for your joints but also for your overall health. Let's continue to discover more practical dietary swaps. If dairy seems to irritate your joints, consider trying plant-based alternatives. Almond milk or oat milk can be excellent substitutes. Incorporate these alternatives into your diet 2-3 times per week to see if your joint discomfort lessens. A 2020 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that participants who switched to plant-based milks experienced a 20% reduction in inflammation markers. This change can be particularly helpful if you suspect lactose intolerance may be affecting you. Exploring these options can lead to noticeable improvements in your joint health. Let's look at how adjusting your carbohydrate intake can help. For refined carbohydrates, consider shifting to whole grains. Try adding whole grain options like quinoa, brown rice, or whole wheat bread to your meals. Aim for at least 3 servings of whole grains daily. A 2022 research paper in the Journal of Nutritional Science showed that people who increased their whole grain intake reduced inflammation markers by 18% over 12 weeks. Whole grains digest more slowly, helping to prevent the blood sugar spikes that can lead to joint inflammation. This change can support both your energy levels and joint health. Finally, let's address trans fats and how to reduce them. Cutting out trans fats from your diet is vital for reducing joint inflammation. Check food labels and avoid products with hydrogenated oils. Aim to replace trans fat-rich snacks with healthier options like nuts or seeds at least 5 times a week. A 2021 study in Public Health Nutrition found that participants who eliminated trans fats reduced their joint pain by 23% over 10 weeks. These healthy fats are not only good for your joints but also provide essential nutrients. If you do nothing else, start by eliminating trans fats as a first step. This single change can have a significant impact on your joint health. Prioritize this adjustment and feel the difference in your joints.